going on, Jerome's Minnesota fighting Vikings this offseason. You knew we're going to be active in free agency because a little bit short on draft picks, but hey, it was going to be a lot of fun because they rode out the dead cap hits last year, and Kwesi, ton of cap space, $62 million plus heading into free agency. You already have your quarterback of the future, so you can spend. And Kwesi did just that. He absolutely did, man. And the Vikings came in with some glaring offseason needs. Now, don't be like, well, what about tight end 3? Well, what about backup quarter? Everything will get sorted out, right? And don't act like they weren't as pertinent as these 5, right? So interior offensive line, basically since forever, the Vikings have needed guard and center help. Pass rushing D-line, I respect the hell out of what Jonathan Bullard and Jerry Tillery did against the run, but you got to be able to get after that ass up front. The Vikings' top 3 defensive interiors were last in the NFL in combined sacks and pressures, which is not good. Running back, what happened to Aaron Jones? The Vikings haven't been able to run the ball in short yardage or red zone consistently, and you got to be able to do that, especially to help out your rookie quarterback. Well, de facto rookie, you know what I mean. Cornerback-wise, Murph is a free agent. What happens to Gilly? What happens to Shaq Griffin? What happens to whatever? And then also special teams, because it's not just the guys at the top of the balance sheet. It's the dudes in the middle and the bottom who can contribute on the third phase for Coach Hat. That's really important. But you got to love and respect what Kwesi did. I mean, doubling down at positions of need, basically said 2 players at positions of need at the same time, man. All right, so again, recapping, interior offensive line, Will Fries, the longest free agent contract out there, perfect fit for the Vikings. Ryan Kelly, the veteran center, still has some good football left in him, doubled down on that. And now, also, getting a draft pick for Ed Ingram, and also potentially getting a draft pick for Garrett Bradbury, that's fantastic. That's addition by subtraction. And your offensive line right now on paper, Darisaw, Brandel, Ryan Kelly, Will Fries, Brian O'Neill, on paper, on purpose, looks like one of the best offensive lines in the National Football League. Needs, again, a pass rushing D-line, baby. Again, 2 Kwesi specials, 2 veterans who have consistently shown that they can get their own buckets and get after that ass, as well as slightly older veterans that were cut so they don't count against comp picks. And Kwesi, again, loves the mama, I can change him type medical players. And the Vikings, right now, like, you have a third down package of Allen, Hargrave, Grenard, Van Ginkel, and maybe Turner gets in there as well. Baby, we definitely have a stew gun. On top of Jalen Redmond, LDR, rushing the passer. Also, Harrison Phillips was better rushing the passer last season as well. Then you get to running back. And the Vikings, late last night, traded for Jordan Mason from the 49ers, as well as you got Aaron Jones back in the fold. And with Mason and his short yardage between the tackles prowess, like, it's going to save some wear and tear on Aaron Jones, make him more effective late in games, late in the season. This specifically for Kevin O'Connell's wide zone scheme, perfect. Absolute perfect fit. And Kwesi got Jordan Mason for a pick swap. Who cares? And also the 6th-round pick that he got from Houston for Ed Ingram, which is fantastic. Now we just need to trade for Cam Akers in the offseason. We can do that, or in the middle of the season, we could do that, right? And this does not preclude the Vikings from taking a running back in one of the deepest running back classes in recent history. Also, cornerback position of need. And then the Vikings went out, they signed Isaiah Rodgers. Hey, remember when everyone was pissed at Kwesi? Like, you let all these guys out the door and you only signed Isaiah Rodgers. But young ascending cornerback, yes, a bit of a gamble. But Rodgers is in the similar situation as Murph was when he was coming off his rookie deal and he came over from Arizona, where it's a 2-year prove-it deal. I do think that Rodgers is revved up, ready to go to be a starter. Plus, you re-sign Murph, and once the real numbers came out of Murphy's contract, it's sort of a steal, and you have a great cornerback who fits in perfectly with the Brian Flores scheme. So you double down in that spot. And overall, yeah, basically you just lost Beasley. Harrison Smith is back for another ride. Theo Jackson's a 1-for-1 swap for Cameron. And also, I know that people want to write off Mekhi Blackman and Nudie McLaughlin, but no, don't do it. Like, Mekhi Blackman was penciled to start last year before he tore his ACL on the first day of training camp. The former 3rd-round pick, the pride of USC, is absolutely going to bring some stuff, man. Plus, Tavier Thomas, who was signed, does bring some a ton of slot experience as well. And that leads into the last position of need, so special teams. And you're losing Kama Grugier-Hill, losing Trent Sherfield. The Vikings need to replenish that. And old friend, Eric Wilson. Hey, Eric Wilson. I do think that's, you could say it's a slight step down from Kamu. I think it's pretty close. And then Tavier Thomas, I love Sherfield. Tyree Thomas is a top 5 special teamer. So getting that done, as well as he does add some depth at slot cornerback specifically, it's really good. So again, like Kwesi wasn't effing around. Like, he saw needs, and then he got things done by doubling down. And plus, but all these moves, the Vikings still have a fistful of cap space left. Guesstimate around 35 million, but there's no official word until we get all the contracts in. But basically, it's like, this is what the Vikings need. Yes, tight end 3. Yes, backup quarterback. Everything will work itself out. But it's also freed up the Vikings to go true BPA in the draft. So they can go in any direction they want. They aren't pigeonholed into having to take a player to fill a need, because right now, I mean, the Vikings are set. The Vikings are good to go. So Kwesi getting things done, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Kwesi doubled down at all positions in need in free agency. Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best you know what to do. Skull Production Value.